So place the flour in the bowl of a stand mixer along with the sugar and salt. Give this a whisk, then add the yeast and whisk again. Add the butter, then the milk and water, and then bring this together a bit with a bench scraper. Knead this for 4 minutes on medium-low speed with a dough hook attachment. Then once it's kneaded, place it in a lightly oiled bowl and cover this with plastic wrap. We're going to let this proof in a turned off oven with the light on for an hour to an hour and a half. After an hour to an hour and a half, it should puff up to almost double the size. Take the dough out and press it to degas. Using the plastic wrap, shape this into a square or rectangle, using more wrap if you need to, then place this in the fridge overnight. The next morning, start with tearing roughly 22 inches of parchment paper and placing 2 sticks of cold butter right in the center. Make sure they're really cold. Fold this parchment paper over the butter in such a way that you create a rectangle of dimensions 8 by 8.5 inches. You can use a pencil and ruler to draw out the square before you fold the parchment paper to make it easier for you. So I can't beat the butter because I'll be too loud and everyone's sleeping, so I just press the butter really hard, but you make sure to beat the butter and then mold it into the shape of the square using a rolling pin. Place this in the fridge and take out the dough that's been resting overnight. It should have puffed up again. Remove the plastic wrap and press down on the dough to degas. Now you're going to roll it out to a length of 17.5 inches and a width of 8 inches. We're about to laminate the butter with the dough. This is a complicated process that I've talked about more in my croissant video. If you want some tips on how to laminate, check that out. Once you're done rolling out the dough, take out the butter and place it on the dough. Make sure the 8-inch side of the butter and the 8-inch side of the dough align. Fold the dough over the butter like so. Rotate the dough 90 degrees, then press the dough down with a rolling pin to lock in the butter. Make sure you have enough flour on your surface so your dough doesn't stick. And start rolling this out to 23 inches in length. Rotate the dough 90 degrees and cut off just a little bit from the ends. This helps with better lamination. Fold about a sixth of the dough from one side, then fold the other side till both sides meet. Then fold this one more time. This is called a double fold. Press the dough down a bit, then cover it with plastic wrap and place it in the fridge to rest for 45 minutes. I went ahead and just did the second fold without resting because I'm short on time. This time I rolled it out to 20 inches in length and I also made sure the width was 7 inches. We're going to do a single fold now, which is basically folding the dough into 3 layers like so. Once you've folded this, wrap it in plastic wrap again and place in the fridge for an hour. After an hour, take this out, roll it one last time, this time to 17 inches in length and 8 inches in width. Once you've rolled this out, trim off the sides by just a bit to expose the layers, then cut the dough into strips of 2 centimeters width. You'll get 6 strips, enough to create 2 hearts, with leftover dough you could use to make cruffins. Place all the strips of dough back into the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes for the dough to firm up. After 20 minutes, take 3 strips out, and now we're going to braid these 3 together. Pinch the top of the 3 strips together so they stay relatively connected. Then begin braiding like so. Once you've completed the entire braid, pick this up and place it into the heart-shaped mold like so. Cover with plastic wrap and let this proof until it's more than doubled in size and the layers begin to split. Now just bake this at 360 degrees Fahrenheit for anywhere between 18 to 22 minutes or until you get a nice golden brown color on top. Definitely not my best batch. If I didn't cut off the ends, it would have filled up entirely. Anyways, while it's still really hot, brush simple syrup over the top to give it a hint of sweetness and shine. Let this cool for 5 to 10 minutes, then take it out the pan. This is one of my favorite laminated bakes so far.